What is up, everybody? Welcome to Cult of Cat episode 3, which I think is a very good number. So, I want to share with you guys something that's happened to me recently in my life, a great case study, if you will. And I want to share with you how I believe energy flows and how you can sway your reality. For those of you who are unaware, my name is Cult of Cat, and this is the Cult of Cat channel. Some of you may know me as Fat Cat from the other channel. However, here we'll go by a slightly different alias. And this channel is primarily about, law of attraction or interesting stories around carrying oneself differently, I guess you could say, or reprogramming the subconscious mind. I don't know what this channel is about, to be honest with you. However, that's what I've been talking about. Even though the last episode I talked about a mushroom trip. You should totally go check that one out, by the way. It's a pretty good one. Now, I want to share with you guys something that's happened as of recent. And I think this is a great case study into how powerful one's subconscious mind is, or even conscious thoughts, if you will, and how you can shift and sway reality to either work for you or work against you. It is my belief that you will get things you don't want if you think about them enough. So, let's go back a week ago. So a week ago, Saturday night, I was roller skating, one of my favorite hobbies, and it was an incredibly good session, just grinding, pushing myself to get better. And I head home, and it's about 12:40 at night, so this would be early Sunday morning at this point. I stop at the local 7-Eleven that is literally a quarter mile down the road from me. I know the clerk there, bullshitted with him, bought some snacks, came home, and I left my wallet in the car, and I was sore from that skating session. I don't think I stretched well enough or something, I don't know, but my left leg was hurting really bad in the growing area. Because I've been doing a lot of these one-legged tricks and stuff. So I was in a lot of pain. So I get out and I limp out of the car. I'm like, you know what? I think I'll just get my wallet tomorrow. I go into the apartment and go to sleep. Now, I live on my own private property that is gated, and it's not in the middle of a city. I am on the cuspice of the middle of nowhere. So crime really isn't a thing where I'm at. So leaving one's car unlocked on a gated property is something that didn't think nothing of it, because nothing's been happening here since I've lived here. So I wake up and I'm looking for my wallet, and here's a little trick. When you don't know where something is, instead of thinking, I don't know where it is, you focus intently on that object. And typically, I will get a feeling from within that will internally guide me. These strong intuitions, if you will, that will typically guide me to what it is I am seeking. So, focusing intently on the wallet, I will find the wallet. I feel the wallet. I just fill my body up with the energy of the wallet, and something said, check the car, which I already had done at this point, and I couldn't find it. However, after several minutes of searching and then tapping into that thought pattern, something said, go back out and search the car. So I sit down in the driver's seat, and I just look down to my left, and I see my debit card by itself laying there. And I'm like, looking under the seats, I'm like, the wallet's not there. Why is the debit card just sitting here? And then I begin to think, I think I've been robbed. I think somebody had taken my wallet and the debit card slid out. because the wallet is nowhere to be found inside this vehicle. It is nowhere outside on the ground. How could my debit card just be laying here, but not the wallet? And I'm looking in the car, and I have these expensive headphones for music, not these, a different pair. And then I have like another like radio, and then my roller skates, which cost over $1,000. That I just recently built out, these high-end full leather skates with these really good plates and stuff. They were sitting on the seat. So I have all this like valuable stuff sitting on the passenger seat, and I'm like, well, if somebody took my wallet, why would they not take these things, or at least the headphones? So I'm like, well, maybe it'll turn up somewhere else. I'll give it several days. Until then, there's nothing I can do about it. However, I just kept thinking somebody robbed me. And then I told some friends, hey, I'm pretty sure my wallet was robbed out of my car, but it makes no sense. And I kept thinking, there was some sort of robbery. And then, late Wednesday night or Thursday morning at 3 a.m, that's funny. I hear sounds outside, and I often hear sounds outside, and typically it's nothing. But I hear this distinct sound, like somebody's slamming the trunk of a car or something. And I wake up, and I had this voice in my head that said, let it go. Which I thought was interesting. Let it go. So I just go back to sleep. Wake up, go outside, and I have a tool shed outside full of tools. And I noticed some of the wood on the door was missing. I'm like, that's weird. I look in there, and I don't really take a detailed look, and I'm like, everything seems normal. Close the door. The thing is, I could have sworn I had locked this shed door the prior few days, because I had been leaving my shed unlocked, and I realized, if my wallet did get robbed out of the car, I should lock it. So I locked it. And I'm like, that's strange. Why is it unlocked? Maybe I forgot. So I don't think of it. And then the very next morning, Friday morning, I get a call from the property owner who says, hey, somebody tried to break in. And then he sent me footage or screenshots of a burglar wearing a mask. And they had came up and spray painted the security cameras white. And what happened was I came and sat down, and I combed through the footage with, the owner of the property. And we saw that somebody had came across the street, put on a t-shirt on their face. They had gloves on, very skinny, had tattoos, almost like a meth head, a crackhead. That's how skinny they were. And then they had a backpack and then a huge long bag, which I imagine had pry bars in it. And what happened was they stayed close to the property, hit a bunch of cameras. They didn't hit the camera above my door. They kind of went around and then immediately spray painted one of the cameras on the backside of the property where the sheds are. However, they didn't attempt to break into the building at all. They immediately went to the sheds, popped the locks on both sheds. I have my shed. The property owner has their shed with like a giant ride-on lawnmower. And then they took two of my toolboxes. They were like socket set Craftsman toolboxes, 2 of them. A bucket full of like hand tools, and then my air compressor, my Dremel, and I guess I have like an angle grinder. I used to be a mechanic, so I have a lot of tools. So they had to obviously take in 2 trips. And since it's gated and the things they took required more than 1 trip, well, they must have taken multiple trips and loaded up in their vehicle, and that's why I probably heard slamming. It might have been somebody closing a tailgate or something of that nature. Initially, I was upset. However, I began to think, you know what? It's okay. It's all right. It's fine that this has happened because there's nothing I can do about it. I was slightly worried that they've been here twice now. They came here for my wallet. Then they were dumb enough to come back. I think robbing people is pretty stupid, especially at nighttime in Texas, because that's grounds to eliminate them. If so, you know, if there's a nighttime robbery in Texas, it is legal to, you know. So there's a lot of risk into robbing somebody's tool shed at night in Texas. So, you know, I was just kind of worried the guy would come back. So I had security. I got extra security cameras, some tripwires that send alarms in here. If my shed door's open, I can hear it when I'm sleeping. So just setting stuff up so that way if they do come back, you know, they can be detained or the authorities can be alerted or what have you. Whatever that situation may be, I hope it doesn't happen, and I don't want it to happen, and I feel it won't happen. So you know, initially it's like, however, I was letting it go, and, you know, I have some good friends I was able to talk to and just laugh about the situation. And I'm like, you know, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that, and this is key, guys, I'm thankful they didn't take my roller skates or my headphones. And the tools that I do use on a frequent basis are still in there. So I'm thankful that specific tools are still there. And I actually wanted to get rid of those 2 socket toolboxes, believe it or not, because they're missing so many sockets and pieces that I just want a new set that is a full, complete set that's not missing any sockets. So whoever this was took a bunch of fucking sets that are missing a shitload of sockets, especially the 10mm, and anybody who knows how important a 10mm socket is realizes this guy is the one who got robbed when he robbed me, because there ain't no 10mm in any of that, nor is there any 8mm, 14s, 13s, or 12s. That is all in something else. So really, they got all the bullshit, and they got things that are not metrics. They got the quarters or whatever the fuck you know, we have in our tool, because we have not just metrics. We have like these sets have these like weird American standard bullshit. So this gentleman, if he's trying to pawn this or sell it, he doesn't have complete sets, so he's not gonna really get shit out of any of this stuff. And I wanted to actually get rid of that stuff. I didn't know how. I realized it wouldn't be worth anything because it's really kind of just missing stuff. So what I'm doing here is spinning this situation in light, in my favor, and making the best of it. And those of you who are familiar with my trading channel, it is simply nothing but a bad trade. And when things like this, anything like this happens, there's nothing you can do about it. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it at all. So why worry? Why sit there and waste mental capital, mental energy on a situation that I can't do anything about? You know, I mean, there's literally nothing. So it is a waste of time to just constantly think about it. I've done what I needed to do. I bulked up and secured the property, which is good. But other than that, there's really nothing I can do about it other than let it go and live a high vibrational, high quality life, because that is very important. And this is where the magic of this all kind of comes together. I go to the corner store just the other night, about 2 nights ago. And as soon as I walk in, the clerk goes, "Hey man, he just hands me my wallet and he goes, 'Hey man, I've been waiting for you all week.'" I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I didn't get robbed. This guy had my wallet. The cash is still in there. I'm like, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really do. So I decided to roll up a joint, which I do occasionally smoke, on and off. It's not a heavy use thing, but occasionally I'll, smoke a little bit. So I go over there to offer him a token of appreciation, which, originally said you don't have to do this. However, I wanted to do it because I feel maintaining that energy is good. When you do good things for people, I do believe you are paying it forward in some ways, and that energy does come back. However, you shouldn't do these things with the intentions of getting. I think when you do selfless, nice things, I do believe it comes back to you in other ways. So just keep that in mind. And, just to sidestep a little bit, I've had a lot of friends, and even myself in the past, have gone out to do nice things for specific friends over and over, and they never seem to pay it back. And then you tend to get frustrated with that. Well, I've learned from a wise man that when you do selfless, nice things for specific people, it doesn't come back through them. It can come back through other things around you, through other people. So it's never good to do selfless, nice things for people with the intentions of them paying you back. You just do it. And if it never happens, so be it. These things, from my experience, tend to really come through other sources. So, I smoke a joint with this clerk. I'm so fucking happy at this point. And I realize I didn't get robbed. And as I'm smoking with this clerk, he keeps going in and out of the store to help customers. And at this point, it's about 12:30 in the morning. And he's like, "Man, everybody's been so nice to me today." And this goes to show you an example of what I was just talking about. When you do these things, when you put in this energy, this nice, positive, beautiful energy to help others, it can come back in other ways. And he was experiencing, he did a good deed. He did a good deed, and he really wanted to return this wallet to me, which I appreciate the shit out of. And all of a sudden, his night was just turning into something beautiful. Everybody was nice to him. And what happened was, when he gave me his wallet, internally he felt extremely good about doing the good deed. So feeling good about doing something like that, that energy of feeling I've done this very noble thing, you're in a state of high vibration. And when you are in a state of high vibration, it starts to attract other high vibrational stated things to you. So therefore, this is why everybody was being so nice to him, because he was in a higher vibrational state, knowing that he gave me my wallet back. And this is a clerk I often bullshit with. I love the guy. So I appreciate what he did, and he feels good about it. So in that moment, he was radiating at a very high state, and it was attracting positivity. And then I realized I was never robbed. Did I premise a robbery, or did I manifest a robbery? Because it didn't happen. Nobody stole my wallet. I had just left it on the fucking counter at the 7-Eleven. And I kept thinking I got robbed for days. And then all of a sudden, what happened? I got robbed. Now, here's the thing. When material, the thing is, you know, I did want those socket sets to be gone, so be it. They didn't try to break into the car. They didn't break the window of the cars. They didn't break into the building. They simply just went into the tool shed and took tools. So be it. I am thankful that the situation didn't get any sloppier than what it was. I'm thankful that I didn't wake up and that there was a voice in my head that said, just let it go. Because I tend to go outside and investigate. And that's the thing. Listening to your intuition is such a huge thing. I think that let it go. Because I woke up when the guy was out there. I think that let it go was just, I don't know what that was, but it was meant to happen, and I did what that voice told me to do. And it was for the best. And, you know, I know that doesn't get my things back, so be it. Again, I've looked at the positive of the situation. My wallet has came back. And not only that, I tell a really good friend of mine what had happened, and he goes, hey, you want another air compressor? I'm like, yeah, sure. He goes, yeah, this contractor left this giant air compressor at my house. I don't know how you're going to get it because it's not going to fit in your car. You're going to need a truck, but it's been here for years. You can just have it. Well, hell, the air compressor that got taken from me was only about this big. Now I'm getting upgraded to a bigger air compressor for free? Do you see how this works? Do you see how this works? You know, and I've been thinking I need a bigger air compressor to take on like some new projects. I want to take on these new projects and I need a bigger air compressor. And I was literally thinking about it the week of when this robbery happened. So things will come back. Now I want to demonstrate what it is with this manifestation stuff and how you can hold on to energy and how you can let the energy pass through you. So here's the thing. Let's go to this. So, you know, this is you, right? And we'll draw it like so. Okay. So I do believe when you are on a path of greatness, a path of higher vibrational state, I do believe that things that are deemed negative will happen to you. What you do with that, do you hold on to it or do you let it pass through you, will determine how the next things unfold in your life. So you're going to have all sorts of things come to you. Good. Let's actually make it all different colors. So let's make good things green. You're going to have good things come to you energetically. And then you're going to have, you know, bad things come to you energetically. Okay? Now, as it comes into you, you can let it simply pass through you and out the other end by just letting it go. And it'll sort of brew inside of you slightly. However, you could hold on to it. And if you hold on to it, it can be there for days and days, and that intense energy will attempt to grow, and then more of this will start to come your way, and then more of it will start to come your way, and then you keep holding on to the bad, you keep holding on to the bad, and it's no longer it's no longer, in my opinion, able to come out the back end as you maintain it, okay? Whereas if you just let it come through, let it go out, life is easier. Or alternatively, you can let the good come in, like so, and then you can really cherish the good, the beautiful, right? All the amazing things that happen, you can hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it. Oh my God, I'm so happy the clerk gave me my wallet. I'm so happy I'm getting a new air compressor. And then as I'm just appreciating all the good things, more and more and more good things start to happen to me as I hold on to the good things. And yes, occasionally a little bad thing may happen. So be it. Just don't even hold on to it. Let it out the back end. And when it does come in to me, you know, and it's inside of there, well, what is the good lesson I can take from that? And I'll take that negative situation and then I flip it into something good. I needed to get rid of those tools. So I went from red to, that sucks. However, I did need to get rid of those sockets. And I have all the, my roller skates. I have my headphones. My car didn't get broken into. I'm happy I'm safe. I'm happy I didn't get hurt. You know, let's transfer that into something good. And then, lo and behold, that's how, in my opinion, these things work. Okay? As you can just let things pass through you. You make the decision if you want to hold on to something negative or if you want to hold on to something positive, and you make the decision if you want to let things flow through you or you want to hold on to it. And this is most people in general, is the human mind is like Teflon, okay? So let's go back to this drawing. The human mind is like Teflon, okay? So when something good comes in, let me actually make this a little thicker. It comes in and they tend to hold on to just a little bit of it and then let it bounce off and pass through. Then they forget about it. And then the moment something not good happens, it comes through and they tend to really grip on and hold on to more of that energy. And then all of a sudden, you know, they don't even let it just pass through. They let it just stay in there. And as you're letting that energy, that negative stay in there, it just brews and bounces and brews and bounces. Yet they forget about, you know, this. And this is really key to happiness, even in a relationship. Okay? You shouldn't rely on somebody else to make you happy when you know how to do it for yourself and rely on yourself to meet your needs and your own happiness. Then you've achieved a higher level. You're a higher vibrating being. And as you hold on and do these things for yourself, you will attract more of what it is that you desire. Whereas, you know, when somebody is constantly holding on to this, you know, let's say, you know, another nice little thing happens. Oh, that's nice. Then they let it pass through, right? However, as they latch on to more of this, you know, more of it will start to come their way, right? More of it starts to come their way on a more frequent basis. And I have a great example of how I want to share it. And then occasionally a little thing comes in. And then what they do is they only store this, and the mind is like Teflon. They let the good things reflect off. However, the mind is Velcro when it comes to the bad things. They hold on to the bad things. So as more and more of these bad things come in, oops, that needs to be red because we're looking at bad things. The more they hold on to it, the more they hold on to it, the more they hold on to it, the more they're going to get 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 it, right? Whereas it needs to be the opposite. And this is how our society is. Most of us use the Teflon methodology to where, and we're all free from this, by the way, most people, not you guys, do you see what I'm doing here? They Velcro bad stuff and they Teflon good things. They let the good shit bang off, and then they hold the negative. So what you have to do is flip it. Somebody does something nice for you. You know, you have a little something nice. Oh, you know, I got flowers, or, oh, you know, whatever. Hold on to that. Really hold on to it and cherish it. You can hold on to it for as little as you want or as long as you want. You make the decision to hold on to negative or positive thoughts for as little as you want or as long as you want. Which one of these three would you rather do? Okay? Or which of these three are you defaulting to? Okay? And then, you know, oh, a negative thing comes in. Oh, that happened. That sucks, but whatever. Let it pass through. But man, you know, or what we can do is we can flip it. Oh, that negative thing happened, but let's make it positive. Let's make it positive. Let's take some positivity from it, like me getting robbed, and all of a sudden I'm getting a bigger and better air compressor, and then I magically get my wallet back, and who knows what else is going to happen that's so good in my life. Because I feel at this point in time that this thing happened, and all this good stuff will continue to happen to me. And this is just a minor hiccup, okay? So, you know, you hold on to little things. Oh, my boyfriend gave me flowers. Oh, my girlfriend complimented me. And then you hold on to it for as long as possible, right? Really, really feel it. And then as you hold on to that, more of it will come. Oh, that feels good. I can hold on to it a little, or I can really hold on to that. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, more and more and more and more and more good things are happening to me. And what little bad things happen, spin it into light. Okay. And I know in certain circumstances that could be hard. Maybe you're dealing with death or what have you. You know, maybe you have a pet that dies. However, here's how it can be spun, because I've had a lot of cats die. There was a period where I was losing cats in a 2-year period, and I lost like 5 cats in a 2-year period. Okay. However, and here, let's take a look at that. Okay, and then I'm going to share a really amazing story with you guys. Okay, so let's take a look at that. All right. So, okay. You know, my cats, I love my fucking cats. They fill me with joy. They make me fucking happy. There's something about pets, animals. Those of you that are pet lovers, you get it. I don't think I really need to explain. There's something beautiful and pure about their energies. So all of a sudden, my cat dies, right? We're all free from this. And delete. That is a programming thing I learned in NLP. So my cat dies. Okay. That's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt, and it's going to be hard not to hold on to that. However, I gave this cat a good life. This cat filled me with joy. I know he lived a good life. I did the best I could, and he had a good life. He brought me so much love. I'm happy I had my time with him. Do you see? Do you see? And I'll share stories of you. And I'm kind of starting to tear up because I've lost animals. Just thinking about it. However, do you see how this works? Now, let me share with you guys a story. One of my really good friends, who I'm going to change his name from this point forward, from every video you watch, because I think this is a friend that I want to keep anonymous. Very good friend of mine, a very nice guy who has done, a very selfless man who's helped a lot of people. He's done things for me and others that the way he's given and helped and helped and given and helped and given is just beautiful. The things he's done for others. And just recently, I had to pick him up from the airport. He was at a camp out. He was at this long camp out in California, and he had gotten COVID. Now, the thing is, before he went, he said, I feel like something bad's going to happen. And I noticed his energy has been shifting to the point he's really holding on to the negative, like I showed you in the drawings, and he's not holding on to the positive. He goes, I think something bad's going to happen. I think something bad's going to happen. Sure as fuck shit, he leaves, and he's supposed to be gone for 10 days. He gets COVID. He comes back. I pick him up from the airport, and he was just so distraught. It was late at night. We get to his house. The AC in his house isn't working. Again, in Texas, kind of need it. And it turned out there's these pipes in the air handler that flooded, and it hits this rubber plunger, and I open it, and I'm like, oh, no big deal. We can suck this shit out. And he starts trying to clean the filters on it because he thinks the filters have something to do with why it shut off. And then he's having a hard time getting them back in, putting things together mechanically. He gets super frustrated. Again, think of the drawing. He holds on to this red energy, right? And then he saw me, I'm like, let me do it. And he sees me struggling trying to get this stuff in. But I'm not like frustrated or anything, but he sees me struggling, and then that red energy under him starts to go bad. I think this will actually be better to show you the drawing real quick. So again, he gets COVID. He thinks something bad's gonna happen. Just like I thought I got robbed, I kept thinking I got robbed, and then eventually I got robbed, right? He's holding on to that. All of a sudden, the AC is off. He's holding on to that. All of a sudden, he's struggling to get the AC together. He's holding on to that. I'm putting the AC together. However, it's frustrating him. It's bad energy. He's getting frustrated. And then what does he do? He gets so pissed that he punches a hole in his drywall. And then he goes, oh my God, I've never done that. I'm so fucking upset with myself that I've done this. And then guess what happens? He gets a call from the airport. You have the wrong baggage, sir. You need to come back and get your bag. Oh my fucking God. And he's like, you don't need to go with me. I'm going to go. And I'm like, no, I'm going to drive with you, because my thoughts are this man is so upset that he's going to fucking kill himself on the road. So I drive him. We get to the airport. Obviously, there's traffic, and he's getting frustrated by the traffic. He gets out of the car to walk to the terminal, which is at the farthest end of the airport because the traffic is upsetting him. And guess what? As soon as he gets out, I drive forward as soon as he gets out, and I'm waiting at the terminal while he still has to walk all the way up, which frustrates him more. He holds on to more of that. And ironically, He was already fucking upset. And he puts blue tape on his bag to identify it. Well, lo and behold, the lady whose bag he had happened to put blue tape in the same fucking spot. And it is almost destiny that he's upset. He thinks something's going to happen. He wants to come home. He gets sick. He has the ability to come home. He's pissed. He's pissed on the airplane that some guy, for some reason, he hates fucking technology. And he saw some guy on the airplane who just stared at his computer and played a game the entire time and never broke contact. And he's one of those guys that just fucking hates technology. And he gets upset. And then all of a sudden, you know, the bag, he gets the wrong fucking bag. Right? And then, you know, all these things are happening. I bring him home. And then I bail the AC, fix the AC. That's not one of those things. I go, there you go. And when I was bringing him, when we were going to the airport to get his bag, he said, if it wasn't for my spiritual beliefs, I would kill myself tonight. But he can't, because he believes in reincarnation, and if you kill yourself, you're going to come back. And he's on a spiritual path to where he thinks he can get out of here and never come back. Now, is that necessarily my belief? No, I respect everybody's beliefs. So I could feel it. I could feel the energy. Right? And look how much had come into him in this short period of time. Look how much he's holding on to. Look how much he's holding on to. And this is what drives people to doing rash, crazy, fucked up things, whether it's to somebody else or to themselves, is you hold on to that much shit. And for me, this was a lesson. For me, I took it as a lesson. And this is why this video exists. So as my buddy is projecting negativity, he wants to kill himself. Now, this is me right here. Okay, he wants to, that's not good. However, I tell him, look, I'm here for you. And I'm going to do everything with you tonight. Turn that into a good. And then let this bullshit come out the back end, right? Let it come in, shift it, let it come out the back end. Okay? And then it's like, okay, we got to go to the airport. No big deal. You know, for me, it's like, no fucking big deal. For me, this is just like neutral energy. Neutral, it doesn't matter. It's neither good nor bad. I don't really care. Let it pass through, right? You know, we get stuck in traffic. For me, I'm like, you know, it's going to move. Who cares? So as this neutral energy comes through, oh, we're stuck in traffic. I don't really give a shit. It's going to fucking move. So as soon as he gets out of the car, it moves. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, I was patient, and all of a sudden, that's awesome. Traffic moved. And for me, watching him go through this and watching how profound manifestations are and the law of attraction was really beautiful. And I don't like seeing somebody suffer, but seeing how it can work both ways and seeing it work that night really reinforced my cosmology on what this shit is. I don't want my friend to kill himself, and I know he wouldn't. However, his AC, you know, it's whatever. Okay, the AC's not working. For me, it's not my AC. It's neither good nor bad, but I know I can fix it. So as I'm holding on to it, I realize a component was upside down. So I flip it upside down, and I get it fixed, you know. And then, like, we couldn't drain the pipes, so I'm like, we need a turkey baster or some sort of, like, thing to suck the water out. And he was upset, and then he finally found something, and we were able to get the water out. And for me, for me, like, when he's, I mean, when he punched the wall and when he's feeling that upset, for me, that's a big one. That could be really big, bad energy that I latch onto because I am an empath in a lot of ways, that I can feel other people's energies. And for me, this could be a really big one. Hearing somebody that upset, seeing somebody break their wall, I could let that come in, and I could let that fill me up, and I could hold on to their energy. I could hold on to his energy and really, really feel it. And then I'm like, and really feed into it and hold on to it. But I decided to let go. I'm like, let it go through you, cult of cat. Let it go through you. I gotta not say fat cat. I gotta realize I'm on the other fucking channel. So let that go through you, right? And I did. I let it pass through me, and it's weird. It's like you just let go. It's to the point, because I've been on this journey for so long that I'm just getting better at it. Just letting go. When we're like upset or frustrated, we hold on to it in here. We hold on to it in here. And that's the drawing you saw. You're holding on to it in here. Let it pass through. Relax, contentment, nothing. Find a place of calmness, relaxation. Right there. No thoughts, just neutral, let go, and it passes through. And as you don't hold on to it, what are the lessons? For me, and by the way, my buddy's doing really good. I'm about to go to see the movies with him tonight. Took him out to dinner last night. He's doing a lot better. I told him he should get into ice baths, which is a whole nother category or another video. And he's considering it, and he's doing a lot better, just so you guys know. However, that night, for me, it's like, that was a huge lesson. I saw what was going on with him, which wasn't good. It wasn't good, and yeah, sure, I may have not wanted to go back to the airport and spend as much time dealing with this as I did. However, what came of it is I learned a lot about this stuff and how it's good to know how it works both ways, and how watching somebody manifest their own downfall and seeing how beautifully orchestrated it is. And when I say beautifully orchestrated, I don't think bad things happening to somebody is beautiful. It's the fact that the law of attraction doesn't care what it is that it doesn't care if it's bad or good. Whatever you think, it is. So if you think something hard, it is hard. If you think something is easy, it is easy. If you hold on to something, it happens, whether it's good or bad. And it is a beautiful law because you have the choice to make things the way you want them to be. And by making that choice, you sway your reality. You sway the way things come to you. You can bring in more good shit by holding on to the good. If you're in a relationship and that's the thing. That's why some of these relationships fall apart. I know from past experiences, just holding on to resentment. That is all those red arrows coming in, and then you're just holding it, and then more comes in. Whereas hold on to the beautiful things, even if it seems like it's far and few in between. If you really are able to latch on and hold on to the beautiful things, even though it's small, and grow it and cultivate it, more of it comes into your garden. And then you get more of what it is that you do desire. However, you're the one, we're all free from this, delete. You're the one who makes the choice. And most of society is conditioned to let the good shit just bounce off. Oh, that was nice. And it's gone. no matter how small it is. And then the smallest little bad thing, like you stub your toe and then you think about it all fucking day long. And then you get more of that and more of that. Like, right, if you wake up and one thing goes wrong and you hold on to that, then the whole day seems to go to shit. Have you noticed that? Whereas there are days where you feel like the happiest fucking person in life, and then all of these amazing things just keep unfolding. How are you holding on to that energy as it's coming through? Make the decision now to let the bad stuff deflect off and pass through you. Let go, pass through. And then switch it into some sort of positive lesson. And then more and more good things will start to come through you. And this isn't me just preaching this. That's the difference between, I would say, this channel and the way I like to create content versus these other content creators. There's so much great content, and I consume a lot of it on this type of stuff. However, I think it's beautiful when people share their personal experiences. And I've been preaching this stuff on this channel before my situations that have happened literally in the last week. And my case study is proof to you guys that this shit does fucking work, and this is how it works. And whether you want to believe in it or not, it's the law. It's like law of gravity. It's there. Whether you believe it or not, you just can't float and fly away. The law of gravity works. And the law of attraction works whether you believe in it or not. It's gonna work, and it works for everybody. And some people live their lives without ever thinking about it. Same thing goes with trying to manifest money in your life. Some people think it's so hard. Some people think it's so easy. And the people that think it's effortlessly and easy, it just flows to them. And if you have an inkling, and that's the thing, if you have any slight doubt about something, you have to recondition the mind to let that doubt go, to really let things flow in. Because when you want something beautiful to happen in your life, any little bit of doubt that's in there is essentially this. So you could have just, you could be a really positive person, but you may have just a little bit of doubt about something. And when you have that little tiny bit of doubt that surfaces, what it is you desire is not going to come in such a large quantity as if this didn't exist. Sure, you can have little good things happen, but, a little bit of doubt is going to prevent a bigger mass of good things coming in. Whereas if you are 100% confident and there is zero doubt about certain things, then all of a sudden, bigger, better things come your way easily and more effortlessly on a higher frequency basis. And I still, to this day, am practicing letting that doubt, inklings of doubt go. See, I'm very careful with the way I choose my words, and I think it is very important you also sway your language as well. It's I can't do this or I suck at this. It's I'm getting better and I'm practicing. Do you see what I'm doing? This is a simple way to sway things. So I'm going to get better, and I am getting better at letting inklings of doubt leave my body, to the point I'm really striving for the point to where I can vibrate at the highest level and have zero doubts. And I want to live in that state of being forever. If that, I know that sounds nuts. However, I want to achieve that level of happiness, that level of pure bliss. That right there is more than money, more than the ideal relationship. Because when you have money and an ideal relationship, that stuff is that much better when you achieve that high level of vibration. And that is, I guess, what a lot of this channel is my journey to achieving the highest level of vibration where nothing throws me off my horse, which things do. However, this is experience, and it needs to happen so we can learn how to get better at it. And that is me changing the red to the green by stating that. These things like the robbery or something bad needs to happen so we can learn from it, so we can achieve the next level of vibrating as high as possible. So there's always a lesson in things that you don't think are desirable. And it is up to you to view it as such. And then as you do that, life becomes incredibly magical and it becomes amazing. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that Cult of Cat episode. I hope you like that. I hope you take something from that. I know my life is about to get really fucking good. And I can't wait to share those experiences with you guys. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next episode.